Alrighty, let's have a look at the Caribbean Studies 2020 paper 1. Number 1, under slavery, Caribbean society was characterized by rigid separation of classes, right? Remember that. Okay. Number 2, which of the following countries is not a part of the Great Antilles? Yet again, Hispaniola is not a country. I'm not sure what that is. 3, to what section of the slave trade does the Middle Passage refer to? This refers to the passage between the Caribbean, right, and West Africa. So the journey from the New World, well, from West Africa to the New World. Which of the following best describes the near extinction of the indigenous people populations caused by the European exploration and settlement in the Caribbean region? This is genocide, right? One most significant achievement of adult suffrage in Caribbean societies in the mid-20th century was political enfranchisement. The term manumission, right, this speaks to a slave purchasing his or her freedom from a master. 7, which of the following festivals is celebrated in Toronto? This is Caribana. 8, which of the following indigenous groups settled in Central America in pre-Columbian times? This would be the Maya, right? Item 9 refers to the following pie chart, which shows population distribution in the Caribbean country, well, in a Caribbean country by nationality or ethnicity. Which of the following countries whose population is most likely depicted on the pie chart? So Indian is majority of it, so we'd go with Guyana, right? And Amerindian has a huge chunk, right? Number 10, which of the arguments made, or which one of the arguments made for insularity in the Caribbean is the people's right to protect their interests on the nation. 11, oceans and landforms are play. I started at 2022, so if they repeat, since this is 2020, it's from 2022 or 2021. Caribbean families in which the mother is the center, right? The center, the focus, matrifocal, right? A common feature of Caribbean society is ethnic diversity. Which of the following is the reason for this diversity? This would be what would be the reason for this? I think it'd be slavery, right? Which of the following, because slavery, right, would have been the main reason for bringing Europeans themselves bringing Africans into the Caribbean, and after slavery failed, that caused indentureship. Indentureship was a response to the end of slavery, so it would have brought the other Asians to the Caribbean, right? 11, which of the following practices did indigenous people contribute to the Caribbean culinary traditions? Indigenous people, cassoulet, dishes made from maize and so I think 1 and 2, right? 15, which of the following family types was introduced by the Caribbean by the East Indians? This would be extended. Which of the following indices is an effective measure of human development life expectancy? Sustainable tourism mainly involves generating, accessing new, attracting income new, generating employment new, right? Future development, catering to tourist and host countries, while ensuring future development. 18, which of the following factors promote sustainable development? Right? Proper use of resources. The term indigenous perspectives, right, would have rejected the notions held by Europeans that the indigenous people, right, were docile and backward, right? So it's always to do with that. A country's Gini index can be described as, what would the Gini index be? The measure of income inequality in the population. 21, which of the following factors is considered a challenge to development in the Caribbean? This would have been regional integration, I would believe, right? But if there's an issue, you can state it in the comments, right? The number of the question and what your answer would be and why. 22, which of the following factors has best influenced the recent spread of globalization? Is it consumerism? Well, I think technology, ICTs and stuff like that. The mass media being propagated by ICTs, etc. Right? 23, which of the following was not an aim of the West Indies Federation? Promoting greater economic development, that was true. Promoting carbon identity would be fine. Seeking reparations. Although that was not the purpose of the West Indies Federation, that is one of the purpose of CARICOM, I think. So if you have that difference, yeah. 24, which of the following is a challenge to the full implementation of the CSME high level of political commitment from member countries? That would be a challenge to get that. The dependency ratio speaks to employment and unemployment ratios. Social stratification in plantation system with a ping 2 and 3. Right? Dr. Jones was asked to present a research paper on a development strategy in which foreign investors are encouraged by incentives. This would be by Arthur Lewis. This is industrialization by invitation. 28, which of the following outcomes results from globalization? Commercialization of cultures. Which of the following economic factors affects a country's development? I think it would be all of them. Oh wait, there's an issue I think with 2021's paper where this is an indicator. Alright, and I think that competitiveness and unemployment levels would be the best part, right? So that's what I think is the difference. So I'll see if I can put it into the comment section, well, into the description of the paper where I put it. Right, not sure where I put it, but if you find it, let me know. 30, individuals who are refused employment because of the low income communities. This is class stratification and discrimination. 31, which of the following objectives would not be a purpose of conducting research? Nope, that is bias. Generate new knowledge. Well, this is true, that could be a purpose. It's kind of biased for sure. Address questions about the world. Oh, supporting the agenda. No, that would be the bias. 32, the research process is systematic because it's structured and can be replicated. 33, researchers interested in the consistency of their research results are concerned with reliability. 34, give me one moment. I've been speaking for way too long. 34, which of the following is not a characteristic of the research process? I think A. Right. 35, a researcher uses similar methods to those used in previous experiment and compares their results. I think this would be experimental in nature. Websites with the most, this has been repeated, government agencies, etc. Which of the following is the characteristics of good research questions? Specific and clear. We don't want it to be broad. 1 and 3. Well, do we want it to be broad? No. 38, which of the following types of research hypotheses does the researcher state that no relationships exist between the given variables in the research? Right, this is similar to like the biological chi-square test, I believe. So it is a null hypothesis. When there's no relation, I think it is. Is it null or? Though I think it's directional. I don't know what casual speaks to, but probably it isn't. I think it is null. 39. Why is it important to clarify a research problem in the initial stage? I think this would be to set the context. Where is it? Okay, to give insight into the to provide a solution and to provide by the basis for conducting empirical to relate the information. This is different. The answer here is different. So I think it's to give no, that's methodology to provide solution. The problem being investigated. Wouldn't be the problem being investigated be the research project itself? I think it would be this C here. But if the context, providing a context is there, I think. Oh, that's for literature review, not research problem. I'm sorry. I think that's fine. 40. Which of the following statements satisfies the criteria for an hypothesis? Oh, hypothesis is not a question. An investigation into the causes of that is not even clear. The residents of Crayfish will continue to be victimized at crime, and the rising crime will increase as a result of trauma. This is true. This is better. Right? In 41, which of the following resources is likely to provide primary data? Think a television documentary would do the job. In collecting data from her research project, Michelle organizes a discussion for selected students from her school to get their opinions. What type of data collection is this? I think it's a discussion, right? Organizes a discussion for selected students. I think this would be a focus group. Right? Which of the following features is of least importance when refining a research question? A research problem, I mean. I think the sample size. Generalizing of research findings to the population is most likely to be justifiable when a large sample population is used. I think that's fine. Okay, this is going to be anonymity, right? So that Caribbean Studies 2020's paper 1 done and dusted.